Hey guys, I think I'm live and we are here with episode 7 of the Road to 2000 series. And it's been a while, but it's going to be very interesting. I have a lot of interesting puzzles planned. And if you're looking at it video afterwards, do subscribe to the channel, guys. So now, guys, let me know if you can hear me and see me, and then we'll begin with the puzzles. You already have one puzzle in front of you. You can see that. And very interesting. I have a lot of interesting puzzles. Okay, I think I am audible, I guess. Great. So you can already see one puzzle, guys. And if anybody is joining in and they are very eager to solve, they can start with this. It's white to play. And this is the, well, idea here. So hi guys. So basically, hi Shinchan, Ashlesh, Harshal, Krit, United Pawns, Gaurav. Shout out to you, Gaurav, and everybody else. Great. So guys, until more people join in, I think we can look at the first position, which is this one. It's white to play. So hi Indra Singh. So try to find the best move for white here. Now this is an easy one. It's not so difficult, but I must warn you, today's session will be difficult. It won't be easy at all. It will be one of the most difficult sessions we've had, but it will be one of the most interesting as well. So let's see. So this is one of the easy ones. So try to find this, guys. What is the move that white played in the game to win it? He won very quickly, but what is the move for white? Hi, Inder Singh. This will be a lot of fun, guys, and we'll enjoy this a lot, definitely, because the puzzles are very interesting, and we're going to have a lot of fun today, actually. So let me know, guys. What do you think is the correct move here? Hi, Chandan. Welcome. Hi, Avdut. So what do you think is the correct idea here, guys? This is white to play. What did white play in the game to win it immediately? And you can take your time, guys. We're not going to hurry. We're going to wait to let everybody join in. I have a lot of puzzles planned, but we'll see how many we can finish because they're not going to be so easy to solve. So it might take a while, but this one is not so difficult actually. Okay, Shinchan Queen E2 feels like a decent move. We'll come to that very soon. And until then, let's see, guys, what can you guys come up with? And guys, keep liking the stream. That way, more and more people will join us. And this will be a lot of fun, guys, I think, because these puzzles are difficult, but they will really, really improve your strength, I think. Okay, bishop h6 is what Avdut says. d5 is what Chandan says. So let's look at some of these moves. Now, Shinchan Queen e2 is a nice move. I like it. However, the problem with Queen e2 is that somehow after Queen f6, I'm not sure what white will play next because this is controlled by the bishop. You can clearly see. So knight d7 moves are not possible. Knight g4, just queen goes back. And it's going to go on for a long while. Next, we come to bishop takes h6. Now, I think the problem here is that black will just take the queen. And let's say bishop takes, pawn takes. I don't see a clear continuation for white here because once the queens are off, then suddenly black's position is not bad at all. He will, of course, play bishop g7, save for his king, try to capture here and here on c4, that is. And of course, the bishop controls very important squares on this diagonal. So with that, I think black will have no problems whatsoever. And now we come to the move d5. And d5, again, the problem is it trades queens. And somehow this will not turn out well for white because the bishop also has this amazing square now. And yeah, I mean, we don't want to give black's bishop that square. So you have to notice here that the black queen is the real culprit here. It's kind of, let's say, awkwardly placed. You have to use that somehow. Rook b4, unfortunately, I don't think wins because the problem here is that I think I can just go back somehow. Maybe I can play a move like, what can I play here, guys? Let me think. But I think, okay, it's just hanging, no? It's just hanging here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, but what do I do? What do I do here, guys? Let me think. Abdul, he's not. I think this move definitely should. Yeah, I think this can be played. Can this be played, guys? because if you take the queen, then my position is absolutely fine. If you capture this, I actually capture this. And if you take the queen, I take your queen. If you take the bishop, I take your bishop. So with this, I think this solves it. Yes, that kind of solves it. So knight c6 is possible. And black is, of course, won an exchange. And after bishop takes h6, I don't think he's forced to actually allow you to capture. He can capture the queen first. With that, that solves the issue. g4 again, I think the queen trade will happen. And this is, yes, I agree, this is better for white. But again, I would not say that it's completely clear because the c4 pawn is weak and black has managed to trade off queens. There's a much better clever move here. Hi, Panali. Yeah, Stesh, you can take your time. You can take your time, have your lunch, and then join in. g4 is okay, guys, but it's not the best. Try to find a move where you can use the black's queen's unfortunate positioning. That is the idea here, guys. So try to imagine black resigning in 2 or 3 moves from now, let's say. Black is going to resign, guys, in 2 or 3 moves. That is the kind of move white has here. Now, queen f3 would be a good move. But after queen f6, I'm not sure if there is something clear. So try to find, your idea is correct, Harshal, but there's a better move here. You have the correct idea, but try to improve upon this. Hi, Ambrish. Hi, Anshit. So we're looking at a very interesting puzzle here, guys. And today's topic is one of the most important in the entirety of chess. So try to find the idea for white, guys, people who are just joining in. We have looked at many moves, I'll mention. We looked at moves like g4, we looked at rook b4, we looked at queen takes f5, we looked at bishop h6, we looked at d5, but all of those moves are not doing the job. Queen e3 is also very similar, I think, queen e3, and it's very similar to queen f3. I will just go queen f6, and I don't know what is the continuation for white here, because h6 is protected here with the queen and also the bishop, so there is nothing going on, I think. There's a better move here, guys. With that, black resigns in 2 moves because of a 3-move tactic. So black resigns in 2 moves from now, guys. Yes, Krit, this is the first puzzle. So you have just joined in. This is the first puzzle, Krit. Ambrish, queen e2 we looked at. I think queen e2 and queen f3 are similar. In both cases, I think black will go queen f6 and he will always have this square. So how can you, like, you have got the correct idea. You want to attack the black queen, but how can you use this to, let's say, use the black queen on f6, because that is the only escape route. Queen c6 would lose the queen, guys. Bishop takes c6. So that will only be a trade of pieces. Okay, Harshal, queen g2 would also be the same, I think, because of queen f6, and I don't see anything else. So Ajan has mentioned a very interesting move. And Ajan, queen h1 you mentioned. So let's go ahead with that move. So what can be the idea of queen h1, guys? Because black is, of course, going to play the move queen to f6. So what can be the idea here after queen h1 and queen f6? Why did white play queen h1 here? It's not Carlsen's move, Pannali, but Carlsen has played a similar move, I think. Knight g4 would not work, guys, because black can at least trade queens. He's not forced to do anything. And he can play f5 now, for example, here, giving a fork, or he can also capture c4. So that would not work, Satvik. Now, queen h1 is a very interesting move. But why? What is the problem in the position? Why did black resign in this position? Because of after queen f6, what did white play that black had to resign? Hey Aryan, I don't know if there's a lag, guys. I don't see any lag. Guys, there are many good moves here, but somehow when there is a clearly winning move, we should focus on that. For example, rook e3, all these moves are good. I think g4, but there's just a winning move here. Yes, Yusuf. Yes, Hussein. Yes, Krit. Asia knight g4 would lead to queen d8 maybe. White is still probably winning, but it's not clear. But the idea is bishop to g5. The thing is that the queen is trapped here. The queen has no more squares, so black has to capture, but now you capture. And you see queen h7 mate is threatened and the queen is hanging. So that's why black simply resigned here. And this was the first puzzle. And as I mentioned, this was the easy one. So this was a very easy position compared to what we are going to look at. And this will be a very intense session, and hopefully you'll enjoy this. At least once it finishes, you will feel your brain hurting and you have definitely learned something today. So this was the first puzzle. Yes, interesting, exactly. So queen to h1 in this position because you want to control the h7 square. So queen f6 was played and then bishop g5, and black has to capture and we capture, and black cannot control all of these positions. Yes, mod puzzle आज ही होगा, अभी होगा mod puzzle. We'll come to that very soon. Now we move on to the next position. And slowly but surely, we're going to build up the difficulty. So don't worry, guys. So this is a very interesting puzzle. And this is one of the difficult ones. Not so difficult. Not the most difficult. Yes, Harshal, ये easy था. Trust me, today's session I have prepared with some enthusiasm for you guys to kind of train you properly. So it will be a lot of fun today. एंड बहुत मज़ा आएगा आज. देखते हैं कौन क्या सॉल्व. एक्चुअली हर एक पजल मॉड पजल हो सकता है. सो गाइज आज क्योंकि सेशन बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, आई एम गोइंग टू कीप 2 mods today, not just one. And I'm going to have 2 mod puzzles today. However, this is not one of them. This is the second puzzle only. We're going to have roughly the 5th puzzle and the 10th puzzle as the mod puzzles. So 2 mod banenge aaj. Let's see who can become the mod. And as of now, don't set it on your board, guys. Just try to calculate from the stream. You can do it on the actual physical board. Yes, that is very good. If you have a board, you can do that. Don't set it up on your screen because then you'll be tempted to use any engines. That won't help you at all. So what do you think is the correct move here, and why it is the correct move, and what is the idea for white here? You can see black is trying to queen. He's 2 squares away from queening. What can white do? Can he win the game? Can he draw the game somehow? So it's white to play, guys. So try to find it. This is a very interesting one. Yes, black is winning. Yes, Anshit, I'll ask you a couple of questions, and if you answer those, you will definitely become a mod. You just have to answer one of those questions. So I'm going to give out 2 mods today because this is a very difficult session, very interesting puzzles. So we'll have 2 mods today, guys. Guys, keep liking Team Spirit. I'm going to ask you a question very soon, which will basically, the answer given by the person will give him a mod status. So it's just stay tuned and you will have a chance to become mod today. I'm going to give out 2 mod statuses. So let's see. Okay, some people say white wins, some people say black wins. So as you can see, it is not clear at all. So what do you think white can play? So you have to figure out a long sequence of moves. It's not so easy. And I will, of course, help you with hints alongside because it's, of course, difficult. But try to find it, guys. Okay, Amrish, king g6, king g5 hasn't mentioned. So hi, Purvi. Guys, keep solving the puzzle. And guys, remember one thing. This is not something which is very clear. So you have to see what black will play after you play the move. So black will obviously push this pawn to the queening square. So try to see what difference that white's move make, and we'll then try to solve the position. So try to notice if you play king g5, king g6, what difference does it make to your opponent's position, and how does it actually draw or lose or win the game. So you have to make that difference out. It's not so easy. Aditya, f4 is not possible here. White is moving in the front side, so white's pawn is already on f5. So try to find the correct solution. मैंने ये पूरी book solve करी हुई है आर्यन. I have picked up these puzzles from a couple of books which I solved way back in 2015 or 16. And I had the database of all those positions which I solved. So because books se uthai hai, so I had to feed it into the computer one by one. So I have solved all of these positions. Of course, I could not solve all of them, but this one I clearly remember I solved it. I solved this position, I remember, in 2015 or 16. So let's see if you guys can solve it. Okay, Satvik thinks it's a draw, but how it's a draw, Satvik? Yes, it's white to move. Okay, so Ambarish thinks it's actually better for white. So black has to take the draw. Okay. Great, but remember one thing: if you're using an engine, then it's absolutely useless to kind of calculate. So make sure you actually understand the idea. Please don't use an engine, guys. It will be absolutely useless. Then, if you're using an engine, don't mention the moves. Okay, so let's look at all the moves, guys. King h7 is the first move. E2. Now I assume you want to play h6 now. So h6, e1's queens, and maybe you're trying for some sort of stalemate, but the problem is white has too many pawns. Black can just play a move like queen e5 here, and next he will capture, and I think white will be mated soon, guys. So king h7 doesn't work. I'm going to give you a hint. It's one of these moves, king g6 or king g5. So which one do you think actually holds the game? White is not winning here, guys. White is much worse because white's pawns are much slower. Black is going to queen, and white has to find a way to draw. That is the hint, and one of these two moves draws and one move loses. So what do you think is the move white played? It's not white to win, guys. I'm giving it, it's white to draw. White cannot win this. White is worse here because black is very close to queening. Okay, but Bikesh, what is wrong with king g6? I mean, okay, you want to prevent queen h4, I guess. You want to prevent this. Okay, so I am going to mention the correct move, guys, which will help you move along. So many of you have guessed it correctly. Shinchan, h4 will be too slow. White has to do something here. So king g5 is the correct move here. And I think it's too deep, so I'll help you along. I think some of you have some good ideas here. For example, queen h4 should be prevented and all of this. We will come to the correct idea. I think you are absolutely correct that you should not allow queen h4 sometimes. So e2 was played. E2 was played in the game, or in the main puzzle, main variation, that is. Great, I will look at your suggestion. Yes, Ravish, you're absolutely correct. Queen h4 has to be prevented. And now what do we play? Now we play the move h6. So white is trying to queen his own pawn, and he also prevents queen h4. So that is a good idea by all of you guys. You do not want to allow queen h4, because if queen h4 comes, white can never queen his pawn. And finally, black queens. So white plays h7. Of course, he wants to push his pawn. And black plays queen e3. Other moves do not make any difference because all the checks have to come along this diagonal. If, let's say, queen g1 is played, then we play king h4, and suddenly there is no way to prevent this. So in the end, a check will have to come along this diagonal, let's say. So black plays queen e3 and white is stuck here. So here I think if you play a move like king g4, obviously queen h6 and white is lost. So king g6 and queen takes h3. So now what does white play, guys? Now is a very important moment. What does white play? Great, yes, you are correct, but we don't want others to see the solution. Just wait for a little while. Yes, Aryan, he's definitely a super GM, I think. Maybe it's Anish Giri hiding his true identity. So we kind of saw some forcing moves here. For example, all of these moves were almost forced. So now what does white play, guys? You can see it's not possible to push the pawn to h8. So what does white play now? Queen g3 is never possible, guys, because white has the h2 pawn. So white will just take. So queen g3 is never possible. So here queen e3 check was played, king g6, and now queen h3. So now what does white play, guys? Okay, Hussein, I'll come to your suggestion in a minute. क्वीन तो बना देंगे सौ, बट ब्लैक मार नहीं देगा क्वीन को. Queen g3 is not possible because the h2 square controls the g3 square in all variations. So pawn h2 हमेशा है. So queen g3 possible नहीं है. Yes, Ravish. And Hussein, you're absolutely correct. I think Krit also mentioned it's hard to say whether he actually calculated, but regardless, yes, Tarun, you are also absolutely correct. Um, this is the correct solution. You play h8 queen, so black has to capture. And now, for people who have not seen this, you can try to take a moment and try to find the drawing move for white here. How do you think white can draw here, guys? Try to find the correct solution. For people who have not found the solution yet, what do you think white plays here to draw immediately? What is the move for white here, guys? This is very interesting because, after all, it looks like, uh, let's see, guys. So, what does white play, guys? This is the crucial moment. What does white play, guys? Yes, guys, h4. Exactly. All of you are correct. So h4 and stalemate. Because black has to capture, he has no other moves here. He has to capture and it's stalemate. If black plays queen f6, king takes, and it's again stalemate. So either way, it's a draw. So what was the problem with king g6, guys? We'll quickly have a look. If king g6, e2, h6, e1, h7, and queen h4, now this doesn't work because h8 queen, queen takes h4, queen h4, and suddenly white has this extra pawn on h2, because of which it's not stalemate, and that's why white had to give up the extra pawn on h3 so that he can push this pawn to h4 and not have stalemate. Now that was the deep puzzle here. Of course, it needed much more time to solve it completely. But even if you saw that queen h4 should have been prevented, and you saw later on when I asked you that h8 queens and h4 draws, I would consider this position as a success for you because these patterns are very interesting. Yeah, Arjun, it looks much more cooler. It is cool. Great, but I use much more time. I did not solve it in 5 minutes. I use a lot of time actually. I use a lot of time. It is not easy to find all of this, guys. Yes, GM Krit OP in the chat, guys. Now we come to the next position. Amrish, each and every puzzle here will be a brilliancy, so you'll get tired. So this one is a bit easier, guys. I'm going to keep shuffling between one easy and one difficult one. So that way it will be a lot more fun, I think. Okay, it's not so easy, but okay, this one is easy, I think. This one is easy, guys. So what do you think white played here, guys? It's easier compared to the previous one, let's say. So what do you think white played here, guys? Hi, Ashish. Guys, keep liking the stream so that more and more people join us, and do subscribe to the channel, guys, if you're here for the first time. It definitely helps us to come up with videos every day, and that way we can have a lot more fun. Ah, Aryan, okay, okay. It's possible. It's possible, Karvaya. It's possible. Okay, okay, okay. G7 and Queen D6 are two moves that have been mentioned. So let's look at both of them. Now, G7 unfortunately will not work, guys, because uh, black can just capture this pawn. I don't see a problem with capturing this pawn like knight takes G7. And if queen C8, the knight can come back. So suddenly, I don't see a clear pattern here. So G7 does not work. Now, queen takes D6 again. I think knight takes D6 and black is completely winning. So that also does not work. Krit, I think the thing is you are very strong. I think either you are checking the moves or you are actually very tactically strong. Either way, if possible, just wait for a while before mentioning a solution, because I think you will find all of them regardless. So just let anybody else answer and then you can come up with the solution. That way nobody else finds it out. Queen c8 would be a bit slow, Prajwal, I think, because black can simply capture this pawn. Or he can even just capture this bishop actually, or he can even just capture this pawn actually. So I think that will give him enough leverage because the queen will also come into play now. You can see queen f7, queen f3 is a threat. So that will be very slow, guys. That will be a bit slow. Amit pawn to g7 and knight takes g7, and it's not working. So guys, the move that Ashlesh and Krit and a couple more and Yusuf have mentioned, so the correct idea is queen takes e8, and of course black has to capture, and now you play g7. So now knight takes d3, g8 queen, and king e7. Now, as you see, this position is not so clear. It's still not clear, guys, because black has the knight. And so now what do you play as white? This is not over because you still have to find one more move here. So what does white play here, guys? It's still not over. The position is going on. It's very complicated, I think. Still, so what does white play here? Yes, Inder Singh and Aditya and Purvi, you're absolutely correct. Krit, I told you not to mention moves immediately. Just wait a little while. Otherwise, I'll give you a timeout for sure. Just don't mention the moves very quickly, Krit. Just wait for other people. I know you know the moves. Just let one person answer it, then you can answer the puzzle. Yes, guys, g6, absolutely. Because if f takes, then queen g7, and king f6 was played in the game, and white just captured queen f7, and queen g5 is a cute mate to finish off the puzzle. Now, this was an easy one. Now we come to another one. So let's see, guys, who can solve this one. This one is actually very interesting. So this time it's black to play. Let's give black a chance to solve a position. So what do you think black can play here, guys? Try to find the situation, the solution here. This one is also very interesting. Try to notice the patterns here, guys. It's all about pattern recognition. Try to notice the patterns. Yes, in the Ambrish, exactly. Yes, exactly, Ambrish. If he takes, we play queen g7 and win the queen. And if he does nothing, queen f7 is hanging and we can queen the g pawn. So either way, we win. We also have a timer on Krip nowadays, guys. Krip cannot answer till 4-8. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. E takes d4 is one move that is mentioned. Rook h8 has been mentioned. Rook g8 has been mentioned. Okay, 3 moves so far. Okay, okay. All interesting moves. Okay. Let's see, guys. So e takes d4 is a very logical move, guys. You can, of course, play this. I mean, it's a very logical move, but because we are working on calculation, the solution will not be so simple to kind of win a pawn. Rook h8 is another logical move, of course, but the only problem with this move is somehow the queen is out of place. So it's very difficult to do something here, I think, at least not immediately. This is possible. This is a good move, no doubt. But there's a clearly winning move here for black. Chris, just wait a little while, let one person answer it, and then you can answer. So that way there are no issues. Let one person answer the correct solution, then you can answer. Knight cd4 is similar to, I think, ed4. It does not change anything. I think white will just capture. So I'm not so sure about this. So try to find a different... I think maybe you are correct, Hussein, in some way, but you have to find the best way to do this. Knight a5 would be headed in the wrong direction, guys. We do not want to exchange pieces because here takes, pawn takes. It's okay. I mean, you can do this. White will probably capture here, and I think it's a very double-edged position. I think there's a better move for black here. Hi, Wizardry. Keep solving the solution. Try to find the correct move. Knight f4. Knight f4, I think it will just be captured, guys. It doesn't feel like there's enough compensation here. So I'm not so sure about this move. Queen g3 is not possible, Aryan, unfortunately. Okay, knight ed4 is similar to knight cd4. I think white will just capture, so it does not make much of a difference. Knight g5 is possible, guys, again, but it's not a clear way to win. I mean, black is just winning on the spot with 3 or 4 moves. E4, I think instead of e4, I would rather capture it because I'm just winning a pawn in some cases. The d4 pawn is at least weak. So e4 would make much less sense to kind of not capture the pawn. So e4 is not correct here, guys. Queen g3 is not a move, guys. This is not possible. Yes, Satvik, that is a good plan. I agree that is a good plan with rook g8. But the problem is that it's possible, but there's a better move here. Like if you have a better move which immediately wins, so why would you not play that? Yes, Parnali, you're absolutely correct. Maybe Parnali has a clue. Okay, Ashlesh says queen to b3. Ashlesh, queen देने का शौक है. Okay, queen takes b3. Now what? White would just capture, no? I mean, what is wrong with queen takes b3? Amit, that is why we are training you to think more than 2 moves ahead. That is the entire purpose here. So one by one, you'll start forcing it. Okay, Ashlesh, queen takes b3. Now what? Okay, Hussein sings knight e d4. Okay, okay. Queen a4 is okay, guys, but it doesn't solve anything. I mean, white can even just go knight a1 to trade queen. So Ambrish, that will probably be okay, but it's not the winning move. Guys, I will have to say Ashlesh's move is absolutely correct. Queen takes b3. Queen takes b3. But now what? Okay, so many are mentioning queen g3 nahi hai yaar, queen b3 hai Aryan. So knight takes d4, e takes d4, knight takes d4. So here, the point is, if white saves the queen, let's say white plays queen a4. Now what do you do, guys? What do you do? What do you do, guys? Yes, Ashlesh, you are absolutely correct. You have found the correct solution. And now you can create, if you want to, you can mention the mate. Yes, Hussein, exactly. Exactly. So now what does black play, guys? This one is a very common pattern. This one is a very common pattern because it's well known. So what does white play now? Yes, Harshal, you are absolutely correct. Guys, rook h8 will be too slow here. We play knight to e2 check. And regardless of where the king goes, we give rook h8 mate. Now, this is a very common pattern, guys. Keep this in mind. Tactics will often arise from this pattern. Even Carlson has used this pattern in his games. He actually won a game convincingly with this pattern. Yes, exactly, Aditya and everybody else, Aryan and Amit and everybody else. You're absolutely correct. So that's why white cannot do this. So he had to play the move queen to c2, which looks like a desperate attempt because if black captures, rook takes and white is just a piece up. So what does black do now? So he is not able to give knight e2 check and then rook h8 mate. So what does black do now, guys? What does black do now? Yes, Abdul, absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Parnali, I was going to ask that. You immediately mentioned the solution. Have patience, Parnali. I am going to mention. I was going to mention. Guys, oh, anybody who's not seen Parnali's chat, now what do you think is the correct move here? By the way, guys, keep liking the stream so that more and more people join us. We have a watching of 35, but only 30 likes. So keep liking the stream, guys, so that more and more people join us. And if you have the first time, do subscribe to the channel, guys. Yes, Ambarish. Yes, Aryan. And of course, Panali, hashtag Panali Boomer OP. You're all correct. So now you play this. And black, if king h1, rook h8 mate is there. And if black captures, then of course, you just give rook check, king here, rook check, king here, and rook here is actually mate. And that was the, yes, guys, all of you are correct. If f3 is played, guys, then you can see the problem. I can just capture the queen for free, and I am clear material up, and I'm attacking the rook, and that's why it doesn't work for white either. So now I can clearly capture the queen for free, and I am not a piece down now because I also have the knight. So even that would be winning for us. Now that white king has the f2 square, so there is no clear mate, but we can just capture the queen in that case. Yeah, guys, yeah. This was the, guys, and guys, don't worry if you're not able to solve this. This is how you build the let's say your skills for solving these. The more you solve, the more you learn. You cannot learn swimming without dipping into your toes into the water. You cannot learn swimming without entering the swimming pool. You cannot you cannot learn diving skills without entering a car. And same way, you cannot have pattern recognition until you start solving such sort of puzzles. So one by one, we'll just understand. Yes, white is just a pawn down. Exactly. Exactly, Yusuf. Sort of सब सोच पाओगे ऐसे. I am guaranteeing you. Just start thinking one by one. Even if you solve one move at a time, one by one you'll start solving these puzzles. Trust me, guys, it will come very soon. Just try to solve these puzzles. Just try to solve these. And now I have a very difficult one. So let's see who can solve this. So this is white to play, guys. As you can see, this is a study. Yes, Prajwal, I will. I will. I only come up with the solution once one of you has actually mentioned the first move, so that it becomes easier for the remainder of you, so that we're not necessarily pushing because some people are rated around 800, some people rated around 1800. So if people who are 1500 figure out the solution, I give one or two moves of the sequence so that it becomes slightly easier for the people to solve, and slowly but surely we'll come to it. Ambrish, this will not be a mod puzzle because this is actually too difficult, but I'm going to give you this. The next puzzle will be a mod puzzle, guys. The next puzzle will be a mod puzzle. It's white to play, guys. So what do you think white can play here? This is absolute madness, guys. White is winning and nobody can figure out the correct solution here, guys. But you have to notice the patterns. So I just want you to think this for a while and this will come up with this. Yes, I think you're Suraj, E2 is white to play. Don't spam, Suraj, please. Suraj, please don't spam. Okay. It is white to play, guys. It is white to play here. It is white to play. The white pawns going this side, so it's white to play. Yes, guys. The starting moves look very obvious, so we are going to play them. A5. Now, black has no moves here, guys. All his pawns are fixed. You can see there is absolutely nothing doing. So black has to push the E pawn. White pushes, black pushes, and white pushes. Now, if, for example, I move the pawn here, you will queen, and suddenly this is mate. So black here plays the pawn to E5. So it's white to play, guys. What does white play here? One by one, we'll solve all the positions. Don't worry. This position is a sequence of many puzzles. So this is the first puzzle, which is very easy. So try to find the correct move for white here, guys. What does white play here? Yes, Krit, A5 is absolutely correct. Okay, wizardry. बोर्ड फ्रीज है क्या? Okay, 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 okay. Okay, guys, sorry, I just saw the board is frozen. Just a moment, just a moment. Just a moment, guys, just a moment. Okay, so A5, E5 here and here. And guys, you can see how if black were to play E3, we play A8 queen and it's mate. So that unfortunately doesn't work. So these are the logical moves. And now black plays the move E5. So what does white play here, guys? it's white to play. And try to find the correct move, guys. It's white to play now. You have to be careful. Why did black play E5? What was his plan here? So try to find the plan for black and try to find the best move for white. It's not so difficult, actually. Hi, Jackpart the Gaming. Yes, Purvi, amazing. अब साउंड नहीं है क्या? You should be able to hear me, guys. I think sound होगी. Let me check. Have to be careful. Sound तो है, sound तो है. Okay. Wizardry, I am audible. You'll have to check something is wrong on your end. Yes, guys, stalemate का plan है. And so here, white basically plays 8 rook. For example, this is the only way to win, I think. Hi, Dipankar. Yes, guys. Guys, a8 knight would not be enough because black will start pushing his pawn, and then once the king takes, king g2, and black will win. So we have to be careful. A8 rook is the only way. And now black plays e3. Now is the critical position. Now is the critical position, one of the most difficult moves here. So what does white play here, guys? This one is a bit difficult, so try to find it. If you cannot find it, it's not a problem, but try to find this move. There's only one move that saves the position for white. Hi, Alpheus. Alpheus is solving some positions, so try to find the correct position, correct move for white here. And guys, by the way, do keep liking the stream so more and more people join us, and we could have some amazing puzzles today. The next one will be a bit easier, and the next one will be the mod puzzle, one of the mod puzzles. So try to find the move here, guys. First of all, king g2 does not work, guys, because of king g2 and black is queening, so that should be lost. If rook f8 here, I think the problem might be, I think the problem is e2 check, king takes, and just king g2, and black is threatening to queen. So the only move I see is check, but now king g1, and I'm threatening to queen, so check, and king g2, check, king g3 even actually, and if you come back, I will come back. So for this reason, I think that will be a draw at least. So that unfortunately doesn't work, Ambrish. So try to find the solutions. Rook g8 will not do much, guys, because rook g8, e2 check. You can play king f2, but I will just queen anyway. You will have to capture king g2, and I'm queening next move. So that unfortunately doesn't work. You have to notice, yes, Hussein has come up with the correct solution. Guys, basically, yes, Nishant as well, you're absolutely correct. So the idea is that, yes, Krit, absolutely correct. So you have to prevent king g2 and h2. That's why you play the move rook to a4. That is the clever idea here. And in this position, black played e2. Now king takes e2. And if he plays king g2, which was the problem, now you just give a check. And the king has to go back to h1. That's why this was important. So in the game, e4 was played. Now it's a very crucial moment. And this is a very, very crucial moment, guys. So what do you think white plays here? What do you think white plays here? Wizardry, it is not free. It's like we actually offered that as a prize in our tournament. And I think two people won it. That was Pratik and Rachit. So yes, Hussein OP in the chat, guys, and Nishant OP as well. So now is the most crucial moment. Let's see if anybody can find the correct solution here. Okay. Why king f1, guys? What is the idea of king f1? Let's say I do play king f1. So now black has no move. He has to push. Now what, guys? Now what does white play? Let's assume it's king f1. But now what? Rook a5, Amit, in this thing would not do much because the rook is already doing its job here. So what does white play here? What is the move? So black is threatening something like e2 check. So what does white do? Guys, by the way, just to mention, you cannot capture this pawn because king g2, I'm threatening to queen, rook g4 check, king h1 back, and it's stalemate. It's actually stalemate. So you want to prevent this configuration where the white rook has to move away and the black king comes. So this would be a draw. This would be a clear draw. So that's why we do not capture the pawn immediately on e4. We actually play the move king f1, which is absolutely correct. But what after e3? अच्छा ओके अमित ओके आई माइट हैव कंफ्यूज किसी और ने बोला होगा rook g4. Now rook g4 has a problem, guys. Just e2 check, and this is again stalemate. And even if you play king f2, I will just queen, and you have to capture, and this is again stalemate. So rook g4 doesn't work here. So what is the move, guys? Okay, yes, Nishant, e2 नहीं, पहले white की move है. Yes, Satvik. Satvik, I think if you mention it for this position, so rook e4 is the correct move, which is the correct idea here. So black has to push. And now what is the move? Try to find the move, guys. Now it's very simple. It's white to play. And what do you think white can play here? rook e6 का अभी rook e6 अभी तो check है यार, अभी check है ना, right now there's a check. So what does white do, guys? What does white do? Jackpot. Stalemate में क्या होता है? If the defending king does not have any moves, basically it's like he's not in the check, but he does not have any moves. For example, in this position, if I play, for example, here, if you capture here, check here, and I play rook g5, the black king is not in the check, but also does not have any move, and all these pawns cannot move. This is known as a stalemate, and it's considered to be a draw. So you always have to leave your opponent a move. So we reach this position, but now what do we play? Yes, Aditya, you're technical guy, and Ashlesh, you're all correct. Shreyash, king e1 doesn't work because king e1, king g2, and suddenly I'm threatening to queen. So you will have to give a check, and I think that might even be winning for black here. So I would not play that. So you play the move king f2. Why? Because black cannot play any of his pawns or his king. He has to push this pawn and self-mate himself with rook takes e1. Now, this was the long move, which was not so easy, but it kind of builds up your creativity, I think, and also your pattern recognition for these sort of variations, which will obviously help you in endgames where your opponent has a rook or has a queen or something like this. This was the puzzle. And the next puzzle will be a mod puzzle, guys. So let's see who wins mod status today. Let's see, guys, who is going to be a mod today. This one will not be so difficult. So let's see, guys. Okay, this one will be difficult, but not so difficult, actually. Let's put it that way. But it won't be a study for sure. So let's see. Now, this is the position, guys. It's white to play. So what do you think white should play here? What is the winning idea for white? Try to find it. And the one who finds the correct solution will basically win the mod status. Krit, I did not give you a timeout. I did not give you a timeout. I really don't know who gave you a timeout. I did not give you a timeout. I gave a timeout to, I think it was somebody else who was typing E2, 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 E2. I don't know who it was. I did not give you a timeout. It's up to you if you want to dislike it, but I did not give you a timeout. Anyways. If you don't know Krit, then you should not make assumptions. Anyway, so guys, now what do you think? What is the idea here for white? Yeah, I gave a timeout to Suraj because he mentioned E2. I did not give a timeout to him. So it's white to play, guys. So what is the correct idea here? So you can see white has this c6 pawn and this excellent knight on e5. Black's king is a little weak, but right now black has these two pawns and a good knight. So he's also threatening to simply push his pawns and queen one by one. So what do you think white can play here, guys? This is the mod puzzle, guys. The one who answers this, one of those will actually win. Okay, rook c1. It's possible. It's possible. But the problem is that it doesn't do anything for sure. For example, knight b4. I play knight b4. You can push this pawn. But now rook c8. And I'm not sure if this is actually winning. Because next move, I will go knight d5. And I will just capture this pawn for free. So maybe that is not working, guys. Try to find a better way of doing things. Krit, to be honest, making you a mod is not going to happen because the entire chat will be blue. So you're already a super mod. You don't need to become a mod. So don't worry, guys. Okay, many of you are following Krit. Okay, rook d1. Okay, chalo rook d1 bol dete hain. But I will play knight e3. I will try to get to d5. And now, Krit, please don't answer this. This is not for you. For you. So this is for everybody else. So what is the move for white now? I mean, isn't this just bad because the rook is under attack? So what does white do now? Uh, Avdut, unfortunately, after in that variation, where you mentioned c7, rook c8, and you mention uh, knight c6, but rook takes knight e7, I can just capture the knight actually. And also, I also have knight c6 and then bringing the king closer. So that also works. So that's why it doesn't work for some reason. Okay, rook d7, rook d7, rook d7, rook d7, rook d7, c7, rook d6. Ashlesh, it's not just for one move. You have to find the entire continuation. So it's not just one move. Okay, many of you are saying rook d7. Now, rook d7 is the most logical move in the position, guys. But unfortunately, it's not winning. I think the clear idea could be here. Let's see. Let's see what is the defense for black. I think it might just be just knight d5. And I am kind of controlling this square. And I will sacrifice the knight for the pawn. And then I will have these two pawns and the third pawn. So I will have 3 pawns for the piece. And I will start pushing these pawns. So I think that might not be winning for white, guys. That is the problem. So yes, Hussein, I saw your suggestion. And Rachit and Alpheus, I saw your suggestion. Absolutely correct. So guys, the idea here is we play the move c7. That is the very interesting idea. So that is the clever idea here. So here, if knight d5, okay, knight d5 is I think similar. So let's just play knight takes d1. Now what is the move for white, guys? What is the move for white? What is the move for white? Guys, keep liking the stream so more and more people join us and we have a lot of fun today. And now it's white to play, guys. And if you for the first time, do subscribe to the channel, guys. Yes, yes, this is the yes, Hussein, I know. Knight c6 is the correct move here because there's a fork. So if rook c8, knight e7, and it wins. And that is the very clever idea we had. Now, yes, Yash, yes, Krit, everybody is correct. And I think we had 3 people, and it was clearly Hussein who mentioned the puzzle correctly. So I think Hussein will be the next mod for sure. And that makes a lot more sense because he solved it very quickly and he was the first one to find the entire continuation. Now, guys, one more thing. We know Hussein is a stronger player. He has higher probability. So that's why for the next mod, we'll keep a higher limit. I know all of your ratings. So for the next puzzle, Rachit, Hussein, and all of these guys and Krit who are stronger will not be eligible. And that's why Hussein will be the mod for this one. But when we have the next puzzle, which will be 5 puzzles from now, basically these guys will not be eligible. So don't worry, guys. You will also get your chance. So Hussein is the new mod, guys. And we'll have one more after this. So let's move on to the next puzzle, guys. This was an interesting one. Let's see who can solve the next one. This one is a bit simple. So let's see who can solve this one. Let's see, guys, who can solve this one. This one is actually not too difficult. Not too difficult, actually. So it's white to play, guys. So try to find it. Who can find this? Let's see. It's white to play, guys. Yes, Aryan, for the next puzzle, the people who are strongest will not be eligible. So everybody, yes, Pratik, you are eligible for the next puzzle. Hussein opened the chat, guys. Amazing. he found the correct solution. Yeah, Hussein, that's amazing. So now what do you think, guys? So it's white to play. And it's very interesting because there are some simple tactics here, but you have to make sure you have to see the complete variation because this is easy. So you have to be careful. Like you cannot find one move, find the entire move here, guys. Find the entire idea. One move will not do. You have to find the entire variation here, guys. Try to find the entire variation. Excuse me, guys. Yes. Okay, bishop takes knight looks very interesting. Bishop takes, rook d7. But what after king e6, guys? Isn't this just a blunder? Alpheus? Yes, Alpheus. Alpheus is absolutely correct, guys. Mind में solve करो पूरा variation, and that way you will improve the most. So this will not work, guys. That is just losing. Now g4 looks very logical. I mean, if bishop g6, we capture this with check, pawn takes, and we capture the piece. Well and good. That is of course good. But after g4, king to e6. Isn't this a problem, guys? I mean, this looks like a problem because we attack the knight. So if you capture, we capture, and it is absolutely fine. So what does white do now? Yes, Ashit, g4, king e6, but what now? Because it does not seem so clear. So what does white do now? Now this is a long variation, guys. It's easy, but it's long. So just have to calculate one variation without any, let's say, side branches. Just one variation, 4 to 5 moves. Try to calculate it, guys. Krit, why are you saying please? You can mention the move, Krit. You can mention the move. You can mention the move once one person mentions the move. You can mention the move. Rook f1, I think would not work, guys. Let me see why though. Rook f1. What is the problem with rook f1? I think maybe knight d6 is the problem. Is knight d6 the problem? Maybe knight d6 is the problem, guys, because this knight is hanging. Maybe, I'm not so sure, but maybe this is the problem. Yeah. Yes. So Aryan, you are absolutely bishop b3, king takes e5 is possible, guys. So that will not do the job. I think black is better even there. So guys, knight f3 is the correct solution. No, Saurav, that is not the best move. This is the correct move, guys, because you remove the knight. So you see that your knight is attacked, you remove the knight, and black plays the move bishop to g6. So now what is the move, guys? Now it's very easy. It's white to play and win. How does white win decisive material? Now it's very easy, guys. Hi Ramakrishna. Guys, keep liking the stream, and if you're for the first time, do subscribe to the channel, guys. We are coming up with amazing streams on a daily basis, 2 per day. You will definitely enjoy a lot. Yes, Indra Singh, knight f3 is absolutely correct. So bishop g6. Pratik, okay. Pratik is absolutely correct. Pratik is absolutely correct. But anybody else, don't look at his suggestion. Try to find the variation for yourself. This is easy now. This is not so difficult now. Not h4, I think, Ramakrishna, because that will be too slow. White is winning on the spot. He's winning some material right now. Mad Dog, knight d2 will exchange a few pieces. So black will just take, you take, black will take, you take, and then rook d8, let's say, and suddenly black has control over the d file, and this pawn actually blocks the attack on black's king. So that's why this might not be the best move. Try to find a better move here, guys, which wins on the spot. Hi, Smith. Yes, you're absolutely correct, Smith. And many others actually who mentioned the move, Dipankar, and I think it was somebody else as well. So bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, and now knight g5 check. So there's a fork, and the king has to come to e5, but now knight f7, and there's a clear fork, and white wins the exchange. I think Pratik was the first one to mention this, and with this, white wins the game. This was the clever puzzle here. And now we move on to the next position. Yes, Indra Singh, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Yes, Ashlesh. Yes, Krit, you're absolutely correct. Now, this is the next one, guys. So let's see who can find this. This is not for a mod, but I wish I could put it for a mod. But okay, let's keep it for fun. So what is the correct idea here, so guys? It's white to play. You can see black is threatening mate. So what does white do here? How can he create some chances? Can he win the game? Can he draw the game? What is the correct idea here? Yes, Pratik should change his name, guys. I think he should definitely should. BM तो definitely नहीं है वो. So what do you think, guys? What can white do? Yeah, Aryan. That was nice. Dipankar, playing Blitz alone would not help you too much, but if you play Blitz and analyze those games, that might help you more. So playing Blitz alone would not help, but to kind of couple it up with analysis would help you. So, and to have a longer time control, for example, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 0, 10 plus 0 would be more beneficial than, let's say, 1 plus 0 or 2 plus 1. Hi, Keshav. Okay, Ambrish says g5, but g5 is not possible here, Ambrish. That is not possible. Okay, king h5. In the sense, king h5, king takes g7 would lose for white, of course. So that will not be the move. It's white. It's not b1, Rachit. It's g8. White is going in that direction. So you messed up your notation. Yes, Ashish Nayak and Rachit and Yash and Yusuf, you're all correct. King h5 नहीं काम करेगा सौरभ because g7 मर जाएगा and Prajwal as well. So g8 but not a queen. Let me disable always promote to queen. So we give a check, guys. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, great. But now black plays king to f7. If king f5, guys, here, then I think we play king. Okay, let me play king f5. Yeah, and now king h5. And I think basically rook e1 and then knight h6 check. And we queen the pawn. So white wins. So after g8 check, black plays king to f7. Now what do you do, guys? It's still not over. So now what does white do? Yes, Aryan as well. Amazing. Yes, under promotion Satvik. Amazing. Yes. So now what does white do, guys? It's still not over. So what does white do? Yes, Rashid was absolutely right. He just messed up the notation. Guys, keep liking the stream so more and more people join us. And if you're here for the first time, do subscribe to the channel, guys. H8 queen, guys, would not work. Why it would not work is because of check. King has to come and we capture the queen. And with these two pawns remaining, I think this is just loss for white. So that unfortunately doesn't work. So try to find the correct move here, guys. Purvi knight e7, I think the problem again could be just a check. In fact, here I think I can even capture the knight. And if you queen, I give a check, takes, and even this might be winning. So that's why knight e7 doesn't work, but you're very close, Purvi. Yes, many of you have mentioned. King g5 would not win, guys, because of king g7. So that unfortunately doesn't work. But the move here is knight to f6. That is a very clever move because if black captures, we actually queen and this is check right now. So that's why black cannot capture the knight. And in the game, rook h4 check is played. So now it's very obvious, I think. Basically, knight h5 is forced. Again, black has to capture, white captures, king g7. And now, of course, king g5. Here, pawn takes and king f6. And the game is over, basically. Something like this will happen. And of course, this is just equal. White is, of course, winning, guys, by the way. This is just winning on the spot. It's not even a draw. You can see white wins. And this was the clever here. That's amazing, guys. Keep liking the stream. We have more and more people join us. And now we move on to the next position. Let's see which one it will be. Let's keep it simple. Hopefully it will be simple. Let's see if it is simple, guys. This is the next one, guys. It's white to play. So let's see who can find the correct solution here. So white is right now a piece up, but of course his queen is attacked and the pieces bishop on c3 is attacked. So what does white do here? This one is very simple. So let's see who can find it. King g5 when? Okay, let me quickly look at that. If king g5, Uh, I think black can just go rook h1, and then he just protects the pawn. He plays king g7, and then he captures on b4. So once the king and the knight cannot support the h8 square, then it's completely lost, right? I mean, I just play rook h1 and it is lost. Because knight h5, I play king g7. That's why it doesn't work. If you want to learn chess, Shreyash, I would say maybe print a tactics book. If you want to enjoy, just play, then for have fun, then I would say subscribe to chess.com. So I would say print out the book. That will be more beneficial. Yeah, but then king g7, Pernali. If knight h5, then king g7. So now what does white play here, guys? It's white to play. This is the puzzle. Try to find the move for white. How does white win this? It's winning for white. How does white win this? Okay, let me quickly look at that. Pernali is definitely not going to leave us, guys. Let me quickly look at that. Quickly, guys. Let me check that. I think I'll check it myself and I'll mention the solution because Pernali only has that doubt. Guys, you can keep solving that for now. Let me check. So I think the problem was king f6, knight f6, rook h4, king g5 was the problem. So let me see. I think here at least I can just capture on h7, Pernali. Rook takes h7, knight takes h7 and king e6 and black draws, I think, because the black king gets to c4. So I will manage to trade off one of the pawns and it will be a draw. It will be a draw. That is the problem, I think. Yeah, maybe there's no defense, but at least there's a draw. I mean, I can see the draw. I don't know if there's a win for black, but I can see a draw. So that I think sums it up. Keshav and Pratik. So let's look at it. Look at this, guys. So okay. So knight f6 would not do much, guys, because queen f6, and suddenly the bishop is still attacked, and so is the queen, the bishop. So I think white still loses the piece. Yes, Nishant, Prajwal, Keshav. Ambrish, g4 would not help because black will still just capture. So it doesn't solve anything. In fact, now even the rook is attacked. So that will not solve the problems. Many of you guys are correct. The idea is bishop a5. Now, the problem is that if black were to capture, you can actually capture with check. And then you can support the knight with the queen. So black cannot afford to capture an a5. And he plays queen e7. But now what do you play, guys? Bye, Krit. Yes, you're absolutely correct, Pratik. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. So we just have to get a square for the queen, guys. That is the only thing remaining now. This was an easy one. And knight takes f6. Interesting, you're also absolutely correct. Queen takes f6. And then you play the move queen to h4. And white saves his piece. That was the easy solution to this one. This one was a very easy one, guys. So let's see. The next one will be more difficult. Maybe next one can also be a bit easy. Let's see. Which one do I give you this time? So this one is interesting. So it's white to play here, guys. So what does white play here? What does white do to kind of win this? This game is from 1998 from Cuba. So try to find white's move here, guys. Yes, guys, you're all correct. Knight f6 and queen h4 immediately wins the game for white because he retains his piece. But now is the most interesting part. What does white do here, guys? United pawns, if you're not understanding these positions, I would recommend still trying to solve them. So it's all tactics, guys. So try to notice the patterns. For example, I can simplify this position. For example, one pattern you notice is this pattern. The queen is opposite each other. So for example, if the pawn was here, bishop takes g6 would win in one move. Similarly, there is one pattern like this, which we have to take care. Then similarly, there is one pattern here. The rook is opposite the king. So all of these patterns have to be noticed, and one by one, you'll find the correct solution. There's one pattern here. There's one pattern here where there's a weak back rank. So once you combine these elements, you will find the correct moves. Now, rook c1 would be a decent move, guys, I think. But black can just go back, I think. Or here the rook is hanging, actually. So that is the problem, guys. The rook is hanging. So you have to do something about the rook. Okay, Ramakrishna says rook takes e6. Yeah, United Pawns, we do have simple puzzles as well. I purposefully kept this one difficult because we wanted to kind of challenge you guys a lot today. That was the fun part for today. Guys, keep thinking. I can see one suggestion. I can see a couple of suggestions now. Alpheus has one suggestion, and so does Ramakrishna. Hussein has one more suggestion. I'll come to those guys. Let's ask other people to solve them as well, and then we'll come to that. Okay. Krit also has a suggestion. Prajwal also. So Prajwal, you're absolutely correct. So first of all, we come to bishop takes g6. That is Alpheus' suggestion. Let's say I capture the queen. Rook takes e6. The problem here is that I can capture this way, Alpheus, and suddenly you have to capture the queen, of course. Otherwise, because there is no mate, guys, because the rook protects. So you have to capture the queen. I will capture the bishop, and the going goes on. It's just equal, I think. So that's why the move that has been mentioned, rook e6, by many others. Yes, Nishant, Pratik, Ramakrishna, and Alpheus, and Krit, and Hussein, you're all correct. The idea is rook takes e6. Black has to capture this rook. For example, if he captures this way, we give this check, the pattern I mentioned, suddenly coming into play. So you see how it helps you if you notice these patterns. And the other move is simply d takes e6. But now you play the move bishop to e4, revealing this attack on the queen, which is a reciprocal attack. So for example, queen takes g3. If not queen takes g3, for example, black plays bishop e7, then we just capture the queen for free. I mean, why not? We are a queen up. So queen takes g3 feels like the move. But now bishop to c6 check. The king has no squares. The rook has to capture. And finally, rook to d8 is mate. And that is the idea. Amit, because when there is a mate threat, the puzzle becomes forced. It becomes a bit easier to solve. And also, checkmate is the purpose of the game. So that is the puzzle you have to be most careful about, regardless of whether you are checkmating your opponent or whether you are being checkmated. This is the most important element. You can blunder a pawn and still come back, but you cannot blunder checkmate and come back. So that is the basic idea. Yes, Pannali. So this was the puzzle. And now we move on to the next one. And guys, somehow all of these puzzles are interesting. And this one is very simple, very simple. So this one you should be able to solve. It's just a one move puzzle. So let's see who can solve this. So this is the position, guys. It's white to play. It's just a one move puzzle, guys. So what does white play in this position? This is the puzzle for you guys. Let's see who can solve this. Thanks, Dipankar. Yes, Pranali. Yes, Smith, that was the idea. So basically, mating threats are very common, guys. I mean, you cannot miss mating threats. You can miss other things. But if you miss mate, it's over. By the way, guys, Vidit himself got checkmated in one move. He just missed mate in one a couple of times. So it can happen to anybody. That's why you have to be careful. Queen e8 is not working, guys, because of... Okay, let me go back. What happened here? Queen e8 is not working, guys, because of the move knight takes e8. And that is the problem here. So you cannot play queen e8 here. Okay, what am I doing? I'm moving random pieces. Not queen e8, guys. Knight takes e8 works. Bishop takes f6. I think queen takes f6, and queen e8 is not possible because of knight takes e8. So that also doesn't work. Queen e7. The problem with queen e7, I think, is that there is queen c1. I think that is the problem here, and it's just mate. So that doesn't work, guys. This is a pattern, guys. You have to keep this in mind. Queen c4 would exchange queens, Sumit. And in this position, that would also lose a piece, actually. Okay, I think what you mean is this. I think if queen c4, sorry about that. If you mean queen c4, you mean this, I think. That is correct. I agree with that. But let's see what is the problem here. This does feel like an interesting move for sure. I think knight d5 is the problem. Is knight d5 a problem here, guys? Maybe knight d5 is a problem. If queen d5, okay, it's still not a problem maybe because you just capture and then you capture this. Let's see, guys. Queen c4 feels interesting. What is the refutation? Is it just king g7? Maybe king g7, but queen f6, queen f7 then. Ah, this doesn't work, guys, because queen c1 is there. So even if you capture this, I will give you mate. So maybe that is the reason. King g7. King g7 might be the move. Yes, Prajwal, Alpheus, and a couple more are correct. The move here is bishop b2. So that kind of covers the c1 square. There is no queen c1 now. And the idea is queen e7. That is the idea here. And there is absolutely no way. For example, if h6, now we have the spectacular move. For example, if you play, for example, bishop b2, knight e8, you can just capture the knight and it's mate. So if bishop b2, h6, now you play queen c4. So basically, now there is no threat here. The bishop is on b2 and black has to capture the queen. You capture here, king h7 and bishop c4 and you win a piece. That is the idea. Yeah, Panali, yeah. I think that is also a problem. I agree. Yeah, I missed that maybe. Yes. So queen c4, knight d5, queen takes d5, queen c1 is the problem also. So that also doesn't work, guys. So let's move on to the next one, guys. Let's see, guys, which is the next one. Okay, this one is interesting but very difficult. Ah, this is the puzzle, which is, guys, this is one I solved as a kid, which is very, very interesting because it's very long, very difficult, but it's one of the most beautiful puzzles I've ever seen. So it's what do you think about this position, guys? It's white to play, and I'm not going to give this as a mod puzzle. I think that will be the next one. But this is one of the most beautiful puzzles I have ever seen. So what do you think white should play here, guys? Yes, Prajwal, I just missed that queen c1. I thought queen d5, queen d5, bishop f6 is there, but queen d5, queen c1 is actually mate. So yes, Pernali, this is a very common puzzle, guys. I can assure you, every top player you know, Anand, Hari Krishna, Vidit, I don't know, Sagar Shah, I don't know, like Adiban, every chess player you know has solved this puzzle at some point. This is that common. Every chess player whom you know has solved this puzzle. So try to find it. Alpheus, I did not understand your message. Prajwal, okay, but why is that the case? I think you know about the puzzle. That might be the reason. Guys, keep liking the stream so that more and more people join us. It's a lot more fun. And do subscribe, guys, if you're here for the first time. That is definitely beneficial to us as well as you. It's white to play, Keshav. White to play, white to play. Yeah, what you have to see, king takes a2 looks like the most logical move. Is there a problem with that move? If yes, what is the problem? That is something you have to find out. Great, but why king b2? Why king b2? It should not be a random guess. There has to be some reason why it is better. This is a bit difficult, guys, but very interesting. Hey, Ame. Okay, let's look at this. So now, guys, you have to realize that black is threatening to queen. So you have to stop this pawn. That is obvious. And let's look at king takes a2. What is the problem? Yes, Vaibhav, you are absolutely correct. Now you have to be careful. If you give immediate checks, suddenly the king will escape. It will go via this route and there is no check. For example, check here and there is no check left. So you have to be very careful. So what black does is, if you capture, black plays f5. He covers up this square and now he will give continuous checks. There is, for example, you play rook a7, he will maybe just start checking. So you have to be very careful here. For example, if you queen, check, king here, check, king here, check, king here, check, and you cannot go to this square, and that's why it's a repetition. So that just leads to a draw. You have to be careful, guys. That is very important. And if rook a7 was played, now you play the move rook e5 and you start checking this way suddenly. So f8 queens and you start checking and there is again no escape to the checks because the king cannot come here. So now we go back to this position. Exactly, Nishant. So here we have to play king b2. So we want to play this move. Now what is the difference? Let's try and understand. Now in this position, if rook b5, we play king to a1 and there is absolutely no perpetual. If, for example, he pushes this, there is nothing, we can just queen. So we go back. If here, for example, let's say rook a5 was played, again king a1, rook a8 and rook e7, and you cannot stop these two pawns. Krit, why are you crying? So that's why we go back. By the way, guys, this one puzzle, every chess player you know, imagine Vidit Gujarati, Anand, anybody, even Magnus Carlsen, every chess player must have solved this puzzle. It is that common. So now king b2 was played and black plays a1 queen. King takes a1. So now what is the difference, guys? That is the thing we have to figure out. That is the difference. If black plays f5 now, he tries to do the same thing. Let's see what is the difference. So white plays rook a7. Now rook e5. Now what is the difference, guys? What does white play in this position and how does he win? So what is the slight difference? Earlier the white king was on a2. Now it is on a1. So what difference does that make? What does white play here to win the game? Guys, keep liking the stream so that more and more people join us. And if you're the first time, do subscribe to the channel, guys. So what is the idea here, guys? Yes, I think he also solved this. I think yes. Yes, exactly. So rook to a2, that is the difference. And there's a check and the king has to move. That means white's king will have a path either here or he will have a path here. The black king cannot control all of these squares anymore. And that's why it's winning for white. White can just queen on the next move. So now we go back. So after king takes a1, black checks. King b2, rook b5. king c3, rook c5, king d4. And if black checks, then white king will escape. So finally, black plays f5, and now he's again threatening to check you. So what does white play now, guys? What is the move white has to play here? What is the move for white? Yes, Prajwal, exactly. Exactly. Chinchan, Venkatesh, Krit, you're all correct. Satvik, exactly. Yes, Ramakrishna, you're also correct. So what does white play now, guys? What is the move for white? We have already seen the pattern now, so now it should be simple. Yes, guys, rook to a7, absolutely correct. Because we again want to reach the same position. So rook d5, king c3, rook c5, king b2, rook b5. And now we don't go here. We go actually king to a1 and rook e5. So now, by the way, if you had gone to a2, I think then rook e5 and there'll be checks. So that's why king to a1, rook e5, and we again play the same idea with rook to a2, and again we queen on the next move and white wins. So that was the idea. Yes, exactly. All of you are absolutely correct. This was a very beautiful puzzle, I think, because I think every chess player you know has solved this. So that was the idea, guys. Now I'll give you a position from one of my own games, which will be the puzzle for the second mod. Now everybody whom I know has a rating of less than 1500, 1600 is eligible for the mod status now. So let's see, guys, who can find this. So let's go and put up this position. So it's white to play, guys. So what do you think I played in the game? What do you think I played in the game now? So what do you think I can play? I played in the game actually. So sorry, I have to mention black in this position actually played a move. I almost made that mistake. Just a moment. So it was black to play here. My opponent was, I was rated 1800 back then or 1900, I don't remember. 1800, I think. And in this position, my opponent was rated around 2050. And she played the move rook to c8. Now, what is the move that I played here, guys? How did I manage to win the game? And the person who finds solution to this, one of those people will actually get the mod. Next mod will be the next mod, let's say. Yes, Amit, kind of. Let's see, guys. I'm going to give you some time. Try to find the correct idea here. Okay, queen takes c8. Queen takes c8. Let's see. What is the problem with queen takes c8, guys? What is the point of queen takes c8? Because bishop takes, bishop d5, I just capture it, right? I mean, this is just lost for white, I think. So this doesn't work, guys. Knight takes g6 is not anything, guys, because she can just capture. So knight takes g6 does not work. Queen a2 is possible. That would be a normal move, I think. But it's not a winning move, guys, because I think this knight can be protected. So for example, she can consider capturing here, bishop takes, and then rook b5. Or she can consider playing moves like, let's see what else she can play. Maybe bishop b4 is also a move here, protecting the knight, attacking the rook. So there are enough moves. Okay, the rook is also hanging, so we have to be careful. I think knight takes d4 will come first, and then one of the moves like rook b5 or bishop b4. So any of that will work. So not queen a2. So queen takes c8, bishop takes c8, knight takes b5 is being mentioned. But then rook takes b5, and I will sacrifice the rook for the exchange like this. And I am not sure if this is better. I mean, black has one extra piece, right? So I think black should be better here, guys. This does not work, I think. Bishop capture d5, I think. Mm, not only is knight takes d4. Okay, but I can just capture here, guys, I think. Can I capture here? Let's see. What can we play here? Rook takes c2 is also possible. Uh, Maybe knight takes d4. And if you capture here, then I just capture the queen. And if you capture, let's say, the bishop, I will maybe just capture, maybe I'll just capture this back. And I'm protecting the rook and I'm attacking the queen. So this should be better for black, guys, definitely. So that doesn't work. Yeah, guys, be careful. You have to notice these two knights. Black has this dominant pieces on the queen side. All of her pieces are there. So okay, Rohit says knight takes e6. Let's have a look. So knight takes e6, guys. Rook takes c2. Rook takes c2. My opponent here played d4. So now what do you play, guys? This is absolutely correct, Rohit. Yeah, queen takes c8 is also possible, but I think regardless, I think black is better there, Pratik, I think. It's not lost, Prajwal, because there is this idea. It's actually winning for white. So what did I play in this game? What did I play in this position now? Yes, Yash, you're absolutely correct. Bishop to d5. And by Amit, definitely. Yes, I mean, d4 was played. You're absolutely correct. And Nishant, knight takes e6. Let me quickly check that. Knight takes e6, queen. But knight takes e6, I will capture the queen, right? I will not capture here first. I will capture the queen first. So that way, I'm already threatening to capture here. So that's why it will not work. And after knight takes e6, rook takes c2. You mean, okay, you mean, yeah, I will not capture on e6, guys. Rook takes c2 will happen. So now rook takes c2, d4, bishop d5 is the move, and queen d7 was played. Yes, Rohit, bishop d5. And now because the bishop is hanging, so what do you do, guys? Do you capture the rook or do you play something else? So what do you do here? It's white to play. What is the best move in this position? This is a very crucial moment, guys. You have to choose. So what does white do here? Yes, Keshav, bishop d5. Jatin, bishop takes d4 would not be great because you want to hold this pin, and that is the idea for white here. So you can always capture on d4 later on. That pawn is not going anywhere. So what does white do now? That is a very crucial thing you have to ask. Okay, so Krip is absolutely correct, guys. You do not capture, yes, Prajwal also, you do not capture this rook. You do not want to win the material. You actually want to put pressure on the black king. You support this bishop and you threaten moves like knight c5, winning the queen. So that is the idea here. You do not want to move any of your pieces back. You want to play e4, exactly. So after e4, yes, Keshav, you're correct. Knight f4 would be okay, guys, but we do not want to move the pieces back. We want to use these pieces, and that's why we play the move e4, a very good move, threatening something like knight c5, discover attack. Now, king h8 was played. My opponent panicked here, guys, because we both were under time pressure, and she could not find the correct idea, which is not existent either way. Maybe there were better moves, but it is still lost. King h8 was played. I played knight takes f8, queen e8, knight e6. Now rook b4 was played. And finally, we capture this pawn because we want to open up the diagonal for the bishop. So knight takes, bishop takes, queen d8. And what is the finishing move for white here, guys? you will see we have already seen this pattern before today and how it can help you in your games. So it's white to play and win, guys. What does white play? Yes, Krit, knight takes f8 was played. But what now? What does white play now? Yes, Yash, you're absolutely correct. Krit also. Nishan, do not check engines if possible. Yes, all of you are correct. You play rook c8, and here my opponent designed because queen takes c8 and bishop f6 is mate, a beautiful mate with the two bishops, and this was a win. And I think with that, because Rohit was the one, Rohit Reddy, I think, was the one who mentioned this first. So definitely he will get the mod status next. Yes, Rohit Reddy was the one. So we'll give him mod status right now. And just give me a moment, guys. So he's the second mod for today, guys. And the next mod we'll make at 1150 subscribers. So that was the mod status done. And now we move on to the next position, guys. We are still not done. There are a few more positions. Let's see who can find them. So guys, this is a very interesting one. This is kind of a study. Let's see who can find this. So it's an end game, and you have to find the correct idea for white, that is, because it looks like he's lost, but he's not actually. So let's see. Aaron, don't worry, you will definitely get a chance. तुम खुद सोचो, हर 100 सब्सक्राइबर पे अगर एक एक मॉड बन रहा है तो कभी ना कभी तो आउट ऑफ प्रोबेबिलिटी ही चांस मिल जाएगा. डोंट वरी गाइस. Don't worry, guys. Everybody will get a chance, guys. And of course, don't worry. Good guy. Good guy. Rohit, you went from 700 to 100 or 1000? I mean, I hope it is 1000 and not 100. Congrats, Rohit. Yes. So now, guys, what do you think is the move here? Like, what does white play? This is not so clear. This is deep again, but I think it can be solved, guys. It can be solved. One by one, we'll solve it. One move by one move, we'll solve it. Can white hold this game, guys? Because you can see black is threatening to queen. If he manages to queen, then with his clearly queen versus knight configuration, he'll be winning. It's not like white has any material advantage because black also has a bishop, which also controls the pawn. So what does white do here, guys? Okay, Ankit and Jaykant and yes, you are absolutely correct. Yes, as well. So we play knight to g3. Okay, we play knight to g3. And black, of course, captures. Now what, guys? Now what? Yes, Gurvinder, knight g3, but now what? It's knight g3, Pratik, not knight b6, knight g3. But now what? It is the correct move, guys. But now what? Now what do you do? Okay, e7. Okay, e7. But isn't it a check? What can white do here? I mean, isn't it a check, guys? I mean, just looks like a check, and you pick up the pawn on e7 and next your queen. What is the problem here, guys? I mean, can't black just capture this pawn next and queen? Is there any problem for black here? Let's see. Guys, keep liking the stream, and if you're here for the first time, do subscribe to the channel, guys. Not only it helps us to come up with content every day, but you will definitely learn a lot about the game, and we also have some fun streams at night. So it'll be a mix of learning and entertainment. Definitely, guys, do subscribe to the channel. Okay, so some of you have come up with the correct move. Uh, let's see. First of all, king c5 is not possible, Venkatesh, because it would be still under check. It's check, guys. It's check. It's check. It's check. What do you do now? I think many of you have mentioned the correct move. The correct move here is king to a4. And black here captures the pawn. Of course, he has to. Now, what does white play, guys? Now, what is the move? Bye, Purvi. Take care. Hussein, your idea is very close, but it's wrong. There's some problem with that idea. You have to figure out what. Keshav, that doesn't work because black will not, because your knight will be trapped. So that doesn't work. Yes, it's a check. Exactly. Yes, guys, bishop to c4. Bishop to c4 is the idea. So if black does nothing, we give a check and we control this point. So black has to queen. And now we give a check. So it's a double attack. Black has to capture and check out what? It's actually stalemate. White's king has nowhere to go and it's a draw. So that is the idea here. Rohit, we cannot stop the queening, but we can definitely hold it as a draw. Oh, that's amazing. person से निकाली होगी तो हो सकता है, हो सकता है. Yes, exactly, guys. Exactly. This was the puzzle. And now we move on to the next one. Let's see. This one is something which is very easy, to be honest. It should not be too difficult. So it's white to play, guys. I might have even covered this at some point, but we'll see. So it's white to play. What can white do here, guys? What can white do? Yeah, Venkatesh, I really love this position. It was amazing. It leads to stalemate. Stalemates are always nice, guys. Stalemates are always nice. They have some beauty about them somehow. So it's always fun to look at. E7 पे bishop takes e7 is check ame, and then black would queen. That doesn't work. बना दिए जयकांत, दो mod बना दिए. Kushal, okay, let's look at knight d6. Now, knight d6 में एक problem है, guys. The problem is rook takes d7. And you cannot capture this way because of rook takes c1 mate. And if you capture here, let's say, then rook c7, knight b6, and now bishop to e2. And the knight is completely cut off. You can see it's not clear where the knight will go. And for example, rook c5, we go b4, and then we bring the bishop to b5 and we capture this pawn. So with this, it will probably lead to some sort of draw. So that's why knight d6 is not the best move. But it does give a hint as to what the best idea is. Because knight d7 is not great because of rook takes d7. So how can you solve that problem? Aryan, Shawshank Redemption, Interstellar, मैंने भी कोई recently देखी थी. I'll mention more actually. I'll mention more. Yes, yes, guys, you're absolutely correct. Knight g5 would be going in the wrong direction, and rook c7, rook c7. I think king f8, king e7 आएगा. So it will not do much for white actually. In fact, this pawn can be weak as well. Bishop g6, bishop e4, for example. या फिर bishop e2, bishop c4 ऐसे करके. So that's why, guys, for example, in the game this was played, but for example, rook c7, knight d6, bishop e2, knight b7, king f8, f4, bishop c4, knight a5, and it's still an advantage, but it's not clear if after bishop d5 how white can improve his position because both his pieces are tied here. So for that reason, the best move here is actually g4. So basically, back rank mate का issue नहीं है. Basically back rank mate का issue नहीं है guys. You solve the back rank mate का issue. So now bishop takes g4 and now knight d6. And the problem is, if rook takes, pawn takes, and if you play this king g2 and I queen, and there is absolutely nothing to do. So that is the thing, and that is why it works. So here black played king f8, but now you just capture the rook, takes and rook a7, and you're completely winning. You will capture this pawn, you will go c7, you will go rook a8, and you'll win the game. So that was the idea. That is the idea, guys. So now we move on to the next one, which is very easy. This one is very, very easy. So you will find that within a minute, I'm sure. This one is the easiest position of all of today's puzzles. So let's see. It's white to play, guys. So what does white play here? Try to find the move. This one is very easy, guys. Very easy. Yeah, Pratik. If rook takes d7, you capture c takes d7 Kushal anyway. g4 does not change anything because you have the g2 square now. So if g4, rook takes d7, just c takes d7. And rook takes c1, king g2. And the bishop is attacked and d8 queen is threatened. Abdul, I will. Abdul, you can send the screenshot of the final position on Discord, and that way people can get to know about it. Because the thing is, if I go on chess.com, to like it's very unfair if I analyze one person's game somehow, and if we analyze everybody's games, then तो फिर पूरा साल लग जाएगा. So मेरा idea है games analyze करने का, but I'll do that once we have playing with subscribers plus analysis. That I'll do someday. We could not do it on Sunday for some reason because we had two streams, but we'll do that at some point very soon. So what do you think is the move, guys? It's white to play. Try to find it. Guys, YouTube is down. YouTube is down क्या? Something is wrong with YouTube. मेरे यहाँ पे तो something is definitely wrong. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me, guys? I'm sure something is wrong with YouTube. I don't know what is wrong, but something is wrong with YouTube. I'll show you, guys. I'll show you. I'll show you what is wrong. I don't know if you can see this, but YouTube is not working. Guys, is YouTube working for you? It's not working for me for sure. Can you see this as well? It's not working, guys. Definitely not. Because I can still chat with you, but YouTube is not working. That is weird. Hello? Live chat चल रहा है. I can see the chat. Yes, YouTube is down, guys. YouTube is down, definitely. It is down, but I can still see your chat, guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Yeah, guys, YouTube is down. So if you can hear me, then we can continue actually. We don't have any problems. So guys, you're correct. Rook d6 is the move because queen a8 mate is threatened, and the only move that is c takes d6. Now you play queen c6 and that's mate. So that was the puzzle. So let's see if YouTube works. Yeah, this page is working actually. The stream is working luckily, but YouTube in general is not working. That is a bit weird to me. जितने viewers हैं उतने ही रहेंगे, अब बढ़ेंगे नहीं. Because nobody can access YouTube. Hello? Chat भी चल रही है. I can read chat. But they are typing. They are. I can see the entire chat. Ha ha ha. Ha. I think, guys, for some people, chat is working. For some people, it's not. I don't know what is the issue. I have a few more puzzles. Let's try to get them in and see if it works. So let's see. Let's see, guys. Let's see. We hope for the best, guys. कि चलेगा थोड़ी देर because this is weird, very weird. So let's have this next puzzle, guys. This is white to play, guys. So this is a very tactical position. You can see there's some attack going on, but let's see if anybody can find it. Let's see, guys. It's white to play, and your knight is attacked. So what can white do here, guys? What can white do? Great, guys. So it's working for some people. I think this will be the last puzzle because YouTube is crashed. So it doesn't make sense to kind of continue when people are not watching, because I myself cannot access it on my phone. So that means that, yes, Jaykant, I saw your message on Instagram. So you are correct, because I can't type. I can't type. I can't access the video. It's not working for me. So that means for others also, it's not working. So, guys, we can solve this puzzle and then we can end the stream. Try to find the solution to this, guys. I think only Aryan and Krit can type. Nobody else can type because Panali also cannot type, guys. हाँ जयकांत वही बेस्ट मूव है, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. ये तो अमेजिंग था यार, यूट्यूब भी क्रैश हो गया. कोई सुन भी रहा है मुझे या मैं ही बोले जा रहा हूँ? आई डोंट इवन नो इफ एनीबडी इज देयर. Yeah, Jaykant, you're correct. Queen, and that is the best. So, guys, हाँ, आई कैन रीड दैट आर्यन. मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ. आई सॉ योर मैसेज. आप पढ़ सकते हो क्या? दैट वॉज योर मैसेज. सो आई रेड दैट. सो गाइज, आई थिंक आई एम गोइंग टू मेंशन दिस सोल्यूशन एंड देन वील एंड द स्ट्रीम, क्योंकि कोई चैट नहीं कर पा रहा. सो I think I'll mention the solution very quickly and then I'll be back at 9:30 again, guys. Panali and I'll be back. So then they can continue there. So in this position, knight takes e5 is the solution. So black captures. And now rook takes f8. Rook takes f8. And now you play queen g6. The very normal idea here. And if you play h6 here, then of course bishop takes h6 will come. That will be lost. So king g8. Now you play rook takes h7. Rook f7, and now queen h5 with the idea of rook h8, and it's mate. There's absolutely no way black can defend against this. The only move is g6, but then you just capture this, and king f8, rook h8 is mate. So with that, we can end the stream, guys. नहीं भाई, प्राइवेट बातें नहीं होंगी ना, वो तब भी बाद में दिखेंगी स्ट्रीम में. So guys, I think we can end the stream now क्योंकि कोई चैट नहीं कर पा रहा and even I'm not able to access YouTube. खुद फोन से, लैपटॉप से, कहीं से भी एक्सेस नहीं कर पा रहा मैं. सो आई थिंक विद दैट वी कैन एंड द स्ट्रीम. थैंक यू फॉर जॉइनिंग इन. आई थिंक पजल्स बहुत डिफिकल्ट थे आज एंड बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग थे एंड बहुत मज़ा आया यार. So we'll do this very soon, tomorrow or day after again, and we'll have another topic for that, episode 8. We'll see what the topic is. And thank you for joining in, guys. Incognito में देख सकते हैं? Really? That makes no sense. Let me check. Incognito पे खुलता है क्या? यूट्यूब ही क्रैश हो गया भाई, ये तो पहली बार सुना है मैंने. एटलीस्ट जब से सिंस वी हैव इनकॉग्निटो में चल रहा है. ओके 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 ओके. दैट इज वेरी वियर्ड. बट व्हाई इज दैट द केस? व्हाई इज इट वर्किंग इन इनकॉग्निटो एंड नॉट इन नॉर्मल? दैट इज अ बिट वियर्ड, राइट? ऐसा कैसे? मतलब जो लॉग्ड इन है वही एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते बस. But okay, guys. I think with that we can end the stream. Thanks a lot for joining in, guys. We'll be back at 9:30. So very soon we'll be back, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Keep smiling, and hopefully YouTube will be back. And Discord देखता हूँ यार Discord. Yeah, they can't see the stream, Panali, so we can continue later. And YouTube boomer OP, guys. YouTube boomer. YouTube boomer. Bye, guys. We'll see you soon. Take care. Keep smiling. And I'll be back very soon. Yeah, Aryan. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, guys. See you soon. I'll be back at 9:30 with Panali. Take care.